The cool part is when I was in the suite, Kat came up. It was good to reminisce with Kat again. It's so weird. Like in 1 week, I saw before the suite last week, I got on social media and I saw Cedric the Entertainer was in town promoting his book. So I went and saw Ced, got to catch up with him for a little bit. I hadn't seen him in a while. And Ced's always cool. So that was fun. And then I go to the game and I see Kat. I ain't seen Kat in a while. I got to catch up with him for a little bit. So that was cool. So it was funny, man. I rarely see comedians, and I saw 2 iconic ones in 1 week. So it was a crazy week this week. And then I see Druski. I never met Druski before. Here's the thing about Druski. I didn't know that motherfucker was that big. That's a big dude. I thought you never know when you see people in person, because I people all the time ask me, they're like, dang, I didn't know you was that tall. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like just under 6'3". So if you don't know, I'm a big dude. So I'm NBA, I'm not, but anywhere else, any other line of work, I'm pretty big. So people always tell me that they didn't think I was that tall. When I saw Druski, I was like, I can't tell off TV and stuff and Instagram, but then when I saw him, he's big. And it was cool because I went on Cam Newton's podcast a few months ago, and I had talked about Desi Banks and Druski, and I was telling people how they like some people don't like the internet comics and stuff like that, and I was like, nah, I don't look at it like that. I look at the young guys and doing the sketches and stuff and skits, and I was like, it kind of inspires me a little bit because I'm like, okay, what are they doing? How they doing it? And not that I want to do anything like them, but it's just like, okay, there's different avenues you can make. And I was telling Druski that, and I don't hate it, but I've come to grips that I'm an OG. So I've come to grips with that. I'm getting older. There's a few things that let you know you're getting older. One, the barbershop will let you know quick when they start running the clippers through your ears. And I'm like, what are you doing? And every time I go to the barbershop now, they get my ears. But the eyebrows is the one that's killing me. I go to this one lady, and every time she goes, I'm going to get your eyebrows real quick. And she puts the comb right here and goes, I go, really? My eyebrows? So there's a couple things at barbershops that make you feel old. If they go in the ears and the eyebrows, that lets you know you're getting up there, which is, you could say it's a blessing. We're still here. I saw Donnell Rollins on the Breakfast Club, and he goes, yeah, the internet makes you feel bad for getting old. You're like, you should be happy I'm getting old. I'm like, dude, I'm still here. I'm still relevant. But it's just funny. So when Druski was like, yo, OG and stuff like that, I'm like, he started asking me about how I'm feeling about today's stand-ups compared to the past. And, it was cool just to chop it up with somebody that's carving their own path and making their way in this entertainment business. And like I was telling him, I said, I think now is the best time to be a stand-up myself, because now you're not at the mercy of anybody. You can have your phone and you can create your own fan base. Look at this podcast right now. Every time I do an episode, I'm going, you never know. Some episodes have done amazingly well and other ones not so much, but it doesn't matter. It's just you hope you resonate with somebody and build a new fan, and they share some clip. And what's interesting when you do a podcast or a sketch or even a stand-up clip, it's odd. It never hits on every platform. It hits maybe one or two. Like when I say platforms, you got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Am I forgetting one? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Oh, yeah. And it's weird. Like sometimes it'll hit millions in one and you only get a couple thousand in another. And then sometimes it'll go nuts on TikTok, but won't do nothing on Instagram. It'll great on Facebook, but won't do shit on Twitter. It's just weird. But you never know. Like I'll see some clips and I'll be like, it didn't hit like I thought. And then another clip will go nuts on something I didn't think would go nuts. I'm like, really? That's what resonated? Really? It's weird. So we was talking about that. And then and I told him, I said, the one thing I've learned in this business is there's enough for everybody. Everybody can eat. So I remember probably about 6-7 years ago, I was in Chicago, and Kevin Hart was at the United Center, and I was at the Improv. And I sold out every show, and Kev, I'm sure, sold out the United Center. And I remember when that offer first came in, I was like, man, Kev's there at the same time? I don't know. But then I realized it's enough for everybody. Just look at, I wasn't in Houston Saturday. I was in Richmond, Virginia. But Russell Peters was at one theater and Cat Williams at another theater. And I'm sure they both sold out. So that's just let you know, two huge comics were in the same city on the same night at different theaters and both packed it out. And then just a week before, I was following Dion Cole's page. And Beyonce was in concert in Houston, and Dion had a show at a theater in Houston, and they both sold out. Now, granted, that's music and stand-up, but it still is entertainment, and you're still looking at two black artists. So they're kind of pulling from similar fan bases. Because I'm sure everyone that saw Dion Cole knows who Beyonce is and knows she was in town. I don't know if everyone that went to the Beyonce concert, just because it was like 500,000 of them, knows who Dion is. But for sure, all of Dion's people knew who Beyonce was. But the fact that they both were in the same city at the same time, and Dion sold out a theater and Beyonce sold out everybody else went to Beyonce, and then everybody else saw it, and whoever did was a Dion show. So that just lets you know, man, there is enough for everybody out there. We all can eat, so to speak. But that's what I was telling Druski, and then Druski texted me afterwards. He was like, "Hey man, thanks for not hating on us like some of the other OGs." I was like, "No, I don't think I ever will." Because my thing, and I said it last week or a couple weeks ago, I was just like, I never want to cost myself work. So you never know. Like, just me chopping up with Druski, exchanging numbers, being cool. I don't know what he's got coming down the pike. I might be in Atlanta, LA, or somewhere, and like me and Desi, that one time I was in Atlanta, we just shot 3 sketches together on a whim. I just met him one morning, and we shot some sketches. Same thing with Druski. I was like, why wouldn't I? If I'm in the same city during the day, I usually ain't doing nothing. Why wouldn't I go just shoot a sketch with somebody? I mean, why? It's just fun. You're getting creative, keeps your mind young, keeps you in the loop with people. I mean, the same reason if somebody's in town, like when I had Ali on a few months ago, I go, it was just, we're cool. He wanted to come on my podcast. I was like, yeah. And if he called me, I'd go on his podcast. Why wouldn't I? It's just like, if you're not doing anything, I think everything is just, does your schedule allow it? And are you up to it? Because podcasts are different. 90% of podcasts, you're not really getting paid. So it's just you're doing it because you either want to promote something, or you're cool with the host, or, just want to get something off your chest, so to speak. So, yeah, why wouldn't you just be cool with everybody?